August Berkman. I call him the Birdman. And I've asked him to come on up, and I have some questions to ask him so that you might hear his story. I like him a lot. Good to see you.
Thanks.
He's a CYT kid, so he's not super nervous right now.
Actually, I'm super nervous, but he's just trying to make me look cool.
We're being so honest. Okay. August, a couple months ago, we started hanging out, and we went out for a milkshake. How did you feel about going and hanging out with the youth pastor?
I kind of knew everyone in the city pretty well by that point in time, but I was a little nervous because the following summer, me and my friend kind of had a fight, about Christianity and stuff. So I was worried about, being, pressured into what I would have thought making a dumb decision.
Yeah. I asked you a question that first time we hung out. And I asked you, August, where are you at with God? And do you remember how you felt and how you responded to that question?
Yes, I do. I was nervous, and apparently I looked really nervous because you said, August, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Tell the truth. So I explained a bunch of doubts that I had and stuff.
Yeah. You did have questions, and then we spent the next couple of months kind of working on those questions and doubts. Would you share with them kind of what those doubts and questions were?
Yeah, sure. I kind of doubted some things that were miracles, like Jonah living inside the fish. I didn't see how you could live in a fish for 3 days. I remember, stop laughing at me.
He's being made new, so.
Goliath, when David took him out with the rock, I thought he had a useful helmet, but he didn't. It was just a metal bowl on his head, pretty much. It was. I'm not an idiot. And I didn't really see how Jesus could be stabbed on a cross and then come to life 3 days later, but that's the main deal with Christianity. So.
If you didn't know that.
If you didn't know.
Just before Snow What, you and I went to a basketball game. I said, August, if I were to ask you if you were a Christian, how would you respond to that? What would you say?
I was a little nervous too, but less nervous than I was the first time. So I told you I wasn't quite there yet. I was like 5'6" or some weird fraction.
Yeah, out of 10. 5 or 6 out of 10. He's almost there. Can you tell us what happened at Snow What and kind of how you came to the decision to follow Jesus that Saturday night?
All right. I was in doing small group in the cabin with Norm, if you guys don't know who Normie is. There's no one here knows Normie. He's just I was with Trenton and my friend Clark and a bunch of other Schwesty guys. And Norm was asking everyone where they were with Christ, which is his favorite question of all time. He asks everybody who knows that question. And it got to me, and I told him, yeah, I'm getting there. And he asked me, well, if you want to become Christian, just say yeah, and if you don't want to, that's cool. And I remember doing a really, really bad imitation of his voice and saying yeah. And so we finished small group, we had a big, small party, and Casey came in, and 3 people yelled at us for making too much noise.
So you had a little party after you came to Christ, huh?
Yeah, the high school student who was with us magically pulled out 2 bottles of soda from literally nowhere.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it was a miracle, really. What are you doing right now in order to grow in your relationship with God?
I'm reading my Bible 3 or 4 times a week. I come to church whenever I can. I love the city. The city is my favorite part of the entire week. It's awesome. If you're a middle schooler, come now. I mean Wednesday.
I'll pay you later, August. Kind of as we talk about growing in our lives as missionaries, what would you say to anybody who's afraid of kind of sharing the story of Jesus with a non-believer?
Well, if you give someone like Christianity, you're giving them eternal life, and you're giving them more than eternal life. You're giving them a sense of happiness. Like if they feel anything like I did when I became Christian, you're giving them happiness. And if they're like sad, hope. So I think that's cool. And if you don't, meh.
Very encouraging, August. That's August Bergman. Thank you, August.